Hello everyone, it's Hugh from Financially Free by 40. I'm here today to review 2015. This time last year, I set some very ambitious goals for me, and I think it's all well and good setting them, but it's probably as important, if not more, to look back and see how you got on. Where were my successes? Where did I fail? And what can I learn from that going into the next year? So I have been quiet over the last month. I've been very busy working on my publishing business and also coaching clients on that business. And so I'm sorry for being away for so long, but I'm here to kind of wrap up how the year has gone as a whole. In the next few days, I'll also be publishing my goals for 2016, and I do plan on tracking them with a video blog like this every month to show you how I'm getting on towards them. But today is not about 2016, it's about the year we've just had. So I'm going to go through my goals that I set out a year ago and tell you how I've done, warts and all. So the first goal that I came out with was to earn £50,000 in income by the end of December. So that was going to be £4,100 a month. I didn't achieve that goal. It looks like, although I've got a day's worth of trading with income coming in, it looks like I'm going to be around 35,700 for the year. So I'm just short of 38 grand. To be honest, if a year ago I would have been fairly happy with that. A big reason as to why I didn't achieve that was because I left my full-time employment in October, and I was working working part-time in that job for August and September. So my salary had a big hit then. My July income was around the level that it needed to be, with earning a full-time wage at PGL and also some significant money from Kindle. I'm building that up and getting that back, and I think that actually I'll be well on track with hitting that moving forward from this date. But I didn't achieve that goal. Second one was I wanted to earn at least £1,000 a month on Kindle with selling ebooks by the end of December this year. I'm pleased to say I achieved that one. I achieved that around 6 months in, and as it goes today, I'm on, for this month, I'm on 4,380. I worked it out this morning. That's with exchange rates and stuff that could change with that. And I've got 1 day of sales to go. So on average, how that's looking, I should earn more than £4,500. That's just solely on Kindle from ebook sales, paperback, and audio sales. That's got nothing to do with coaching or anything else or affiliate marketing that I'm doing on the side. Number 3, I will easily add a freedom fund. I'll have a freedom fund worth over £50,000 by the end of the year. Now, I didn't achieve that. I thought that this was one that was going to be difficult, but I did believe I was going to do it. And actually, I finished with a fund of I think only a couple of thousand more than I started the year. So for those of you that don't know or haven't followed my blog, my Freedom Fund was just basically my investments and how much they were worth. So it started just over 30k at the start of the year, and it ended on 32, which for £2,000 in a year is pretty poor, to be honest. The reason that I haven't put that money into it is because I've applied that money into my Kindle income. If I had put that into the investments, if I put £1,000 into investment and I get a good return of 5%, that would pay me £50 for a year. So you just need to do the maths on that to see kind of how worthwhile that is compared to what I've put on Kindle, where this month I've earned over £4,500. So I believe that money is better placed at the moment and giving me a higher cash flow. And now that I'm in a position where I'm earning substantial money from Kindle, next year I'll be using chunks of that and put into shares and also other investments. So I haven't hit that because my priority changed, and overall I'm happy with that. My fourth goal was to easily receive £2,000 in dividend income, which is completely passive off my investments by the end of the year. And unfortunately, I didn't achieve that. Although there's one payment that's due in today, it hasn't shown through, so it'll probably come through tomorrow now that I'll be able to actually find out what that is. But the prediction from it is that I should earn 1,884 off dividends. So just under 1,900. I wasn't too far off. Again, had I been investing in my shares throughout the year, no doubt I would have clearly hit that. But I made the call not to, and I'm happy with that too. Okay, business goals. First one of my business goals was to create and sell at least 50 Kindle ebooks by the end of the year, which was just over one a week. And I'm pleased to say I achieved that. And I've got 72 books selling to date, with still a handful more that I'm editing and working through. But published today that are selling, there are 72. Next one was I'll become a money coach in 2015. I'll have 3 separate trial sessions with people I know and 3 paid sessions with people I don't. So the aim was just to get into coaching on the side and helping people earn money. I wasn't a money coach per se, but I've coached people on how to earn money, and that was all via Kindle. I have officially coached, which I've been paid for 7 people, but I've helped many more. I'm working with also a friend of mine at the moment who's trying to make it in stand-up comedy in London, and we're working on goals and setting things up. So again, that's not paid for, it's something I'm kind of helping him with. But I haven't kept track of how many people that I'm helping I haven't charged, but I know that I've charged 7 people. Okay. The next one was employment goals. So I wanted to hit 100% of my bonuses for 2015 because I was in the sales industry, and that was going to contribute a lot to my income, which then I can invest. I'm pleased to say I hit all of my employment bonuses, which I've got halfway through the year, like a halfway point to show you on track. There was an end of year one, which I hit, and then the final one, which was my favorite one, which wasn't the most money, but it meant the most to me, which was I was rated on a management scale across all these different areas, and my boss and I were going to agree on a percentage fee of what I should get paid based on my skill set in management. I went there and said that I didn't say I wanted 100%. I felt realistically I feel I should get at least 90% of this bonus because I'm not perfect, and these are the areas I feel I can improve in. I'm really pleased to say that she agreed with me, but agreed to pay me 100% because she felt that, I think it was more like 95 that she felt I should get paid, but actually didn't feel right cutting me short for the things that I did because she was so happy with the other areas. So I'm really pleased that she agreed to pay the full whack on that. So that's one of my proudest goals this year. My next employment goal, unfortunately, I didn't achieve, which was helping every person in my team develop by supporting them achieve at least one personal goal. So I got everyone's goals down in my team for the year, and we're working with them to try and help them and encourage them and support them, even just to listen to them, but work towards a goal of theirs. Unfortunately, I left my job and I notified them I was leaving my job halfway through the year. So I really start taking a step back in August. So I haven't been able to fulfill that or do their reviews, but I hope they're all doing well. I'm sure they're doing a great job without me and towards their goals anyway. Physical goals, I wanted to record all my daily macronutrients in a nutrition diary for at least a month. I achieved that, and I did that in January, and I did it again more recently in November. I've slacked off in December, but I noticed a lot of benefits to it. I've got a lot quicker at it as well, so I think I'll be picking that back up again in the new year. I wanted to squat 175 kilos, bench press 120, and deadlift 200. Not achieved all 3 of them, which I'm a little bit disappointed with because the physical side of it's important to me. I had surgery last November. I took my gallbladder out, and because I was suffering from side pains. Once 8 to 12 weeks passed, I was able to just start gradually training again. Pain came back, so it wasn't 100% down to the gallstones in the end, although they had to be taken out. I have an abdominal strain which I haven't put enough attention to. I haven't prioritized enough. I tried to work around it and try and resting it by doing different exercises, and it's still there. So I've literally had that pain down my side for the whole year. So that is a reason that I haven't been able to squat and put weight on my back and also lift up, because there's too much activation in my core. There isn't as much of an excuse for the bench press. I just haven't been able to lift that weight. So just to kind of go back on the kind of squat and deadlifting side, I need to make it more a priority to fix this side, because I want to be squatting and deadlifting and to a higher level and increasing that every year, which I haven't been able to do. So I'm going to make that a priority next year. On a side note, from some of the intermittent fasting that I did back in July, August time, I've lost over a stone in weight. So losing like over 10% of your body mass is going to at least affect that amount of strength as well, which it's done. Thankfully, now I'm at the stage where I'm actually picking up the strength of what I had, being a stone lighter. So yes, I take some pluses in that. It's not a complete failure, but it's moving in the right direction. But still, I haven't achieved those numbers. Next one was emotional goals. So to try and be in a better state, better mentality, I wanted to perform a morning ritual which lasts at least 10 minutes every weekday morning for the whole of 2015. And I wrote it out there, 260 morning rituals. That I didn't achieve it, I know that, and I gave up counting. That in itself became a bit of a chore. But I've got to say, I've put not achieved rather than fail, because it doesn't feel like I've failed. I've got the best morning routine I've ever had in my life at the moment. I meditate every day. I read out affirmations of things I want to do and work towards the person I want to be and how I can achieve my goals. I read every day now for 30 minutes when I just used to do it as I fell asleep at night. And I also journal and schedule my day. So from failing it or not achieving the goal I wanted, I've actually got so much better at it, which for me is kind of the point in putting these goals in place. People feel that at the start of the year, and I understand that I put too many in place and I was way too ambitious with it. I counter that. I haven't achieved this goal, but I've now become so much better at morning routines as a result, and I think I still take a lot of success from that, even though I didn't achieve what I wanted. My next one was to perform a weekly review on the weekend for the whole of 2015, so to have 52 weekly reviews. I didn't achieve that. I've been really inconsistent with the review. It's kind of like eating well, not drinking or exercising or stuff like that, or meditating. When you do it, it feels great, but for some reason I don't do it. But I think that's down to laziness. I think it's because I was busy doing something else. Other things took a priority for me at the time, or I sometimes forgot and got out of the habit of it. It's hard to commit to something consistently once a week. I think if you're doing it daily, it's a lot easier and you can get into the habit. Trying to get into a habit of doing something once a week I've struggled with. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I've still taken value from doing those sessions. And part of today and looking at what I've learned from this year, I looked at my notes of the ones that I did, and I was able to take some really great points from that. So again, I haven't achieved 52, but the ones that I did, which was probably about a third to a quarter of that, I've learned a lot about myself. So in itself, it was definitely worth doing than not at all. Okay, the next one was relationship goals. So I'll easily have a date, a location, and most things organised for my wedding by the end of the year. We haven't achieved that. Lou and I decided maybe around March time. Well, actually, Lou said that she doesn't want a big wedding for 2016 and to do it small. And actually, we both not really bothered doing anything else since that. So that was one of those goals that just slipped off the radar. That was not achieved, and we're both happy with that. The next one was I'll happily go on holiday with Lou for at least 2 nights for each one. And lucky girl. Yes, we did achieve that, which you would have been probably shocked if I didn't. But I did need to write this down because I'll easily not have holidays. I can live without them. But we did two night stops away from home with the UK gatherings that I've done. For those of you that are familiar, for those of you that don't know, we do gatherings for people that want to retire early, and we meet up in different locations and stop away for a few nights and share best practices and that type of thing. So I did that twice, and also had a week in Cambridge. So we achieved that goal. I will easily visit. There were 3 of my friends in 2015. I didn't visit any of them. It's that important to me. I love them all dearly, and I kind of thought about doing that. I just didn't prioritize it enough in my life, and I'm happy with that. I don't think they hate me. They actually, a couple of them have come up to see me, but I'm fine with that. And I think it's one of those goals that I know that in my heart of hearts I could just go and drive down there tomorrow if I needed to. and do that. But for some reason, I'm not. I'm putting other things above that, so I'm rest easy with that. The next goal was I'll happily have at least one guy only night a month for the whole of 2015. So that would be 12 guy only nights. I didn't achieve that. We didn't do 12. I stopped counting, and I think we did 10. I think we missed 2 overall. So this is again something. Oh, I didn't achieve it. You've got too many things on your plate. No, I'm happy I did that. It forced something. It forced this thing. I've got to do it every month, and I've loved every single one. I haven't had an average night with the guys, so I'm going to carry on doing that and look forward to having many more in the new year. Contribution goals. I was a bit embarrassed with 2014. I think I know that I contributed less than 25 quid to charity for the year because I was counting every single penny that I had. I was stopping myself from spending on things that I wanted. So I wasn't giving money to charity. I just wasn't really thinking to do it. And I wasn't happy about that. So this year I wanted to change it and make sure that I had 10 times that. So I wanted to contribute more than £250 towards charity. That might not be a lot for some of you. It's just under £21 a month. But I did achieve it. And I'm really happy with that. Yeah, I think it was 254 in the end, £254.88. And that to go up 10 times of what I was spending, I'm happy with, and I'm planning on increasing that. I think I can tell you now, actually, I want to double that. I want to go to £500 for next year. Blogging goals. So those of you that will know that follow me for a while, my blogging has really fallen off, especially over the last 6 months. So these goals weren't great for me, although I did achieve more than I failed. But anyway, I will have 150,000 all-time page views by the end of the year, and which I had 157,000, although I'll be honest, I'm not sure why. I think had I actually finished off the first half of the year as I started it, I would have had significantly more than that. Which leads me to the next one, which was consistently averaging over 10,000 page views a month by the end of the year. Didn't achieve it. Stopped tracking the monthly ones, and I'll be frank, I couldn't be bothered to go back and check them out. I know that I hit over 12,000 in a couple of months in the peak of summer, and then that dropped to 6,800 odd for December. And again, I'm not surprised by that. It literally went in half because I'm not putting anything out there. My third one was to easily publish 120 posts, which was 10 a month for 2015. It didn't achieve. I did 72, which was less than 2014. Again, that's on me, and I'd say I wouldn't say I'm happy with that. I chose to spend my time doing Kindle publishing, which I'm really pleased with from the results that I've got. But I have missed doing the blogging, which I'll talk about in a moment. Next one was I'll happily organise 2 gatherings for people interested in financial independence, personal finance, and retiring early. We did 3 official ones, and that we actually there was a 4th one, but there was only 3 of us, so I don't even know if that counts. But I organised 4, and 3 were official and went ahead. The next one was I'll start a mastermind group so I can keep each other accountable, which I achieved. I've had 2 accountability partners this year, and I've still got one currently. And I'm also in a Kindle publishing mastermind group, which I see once a week. And I've actually started my own up. For Kindle publishing for the coaching clients that I'm working with, so they can all kind of group together and help each other and support each other. It's in its infancy. I'm hoping that's going to grow and expand to something that's going to be really powerful next year. And my last one was I will happily start and build an email list for my blog. I achieved it, but I've done next to nothing with it apart from just piss people off from people that go and visit my site and just seeing the pop up every time. So it's probably done more damage than good, but I will look to do a much better job of that next year. So overall, there were 23 goals. I achieved 11 of them. That's less than half. I had huge ambitious goals at the start of the year, and I didn't know whether I could achieve all these things. The reality was I probably thought I wasn't going to achieve all of them, but I knew that I was going to achieve some of them. And there were some that were really important to me that I wanted to achieve. And I'm pleased to say the ones that were really important to me, I did achieve. The biggest one being earning side income from Kindle. I wanted to cover my expenses from that. And I've gone so much further than I expected, so I'm really happy with that. So next year, when I do my goals, I will be doing a similar. Actually, I think I've got 25 right now, but I want to sit on it. I'm not going to chuck it out straight away like I did last year. I'm going to talk to a couple of people about it. I'm going to look at other people's goals as well for inspiration and tweak my own. And then I'll put it out in the next 7 days and let you know what I'm working with. But before I shoot, I want to just go through where I found what have been my successes, what have been my challenges and failures, and also my learning points for the year. So successes for the year. I quit my 9-to-5 job and had one of the best send-offs you can imagine leaving a job. So that was probably my most magical moment of the year. I filmed it. I've got a YouTube video for it, and I will never ever forget that day. I loved that job. I still miss it dearly. I'll always have like a place in my heart for it. But it needed to be done, and I am the position I'm in right now. I couldn't be happier. My second one, I've set up my own limited company, which speaks for itself. The third one, I made, so this month, I've made $4,500 from Kindle, but with coaching money, with money from eBay, with dividends, I've made over $5,000 in a month. So with PGL this year, which was my best year of earnings in employment, I was earning like $1,950 a month, and I was really happy with that. So I wanted to try and hit a goal of just achieving that in my own business. So I did that last month, and now this month it looks like I've earned money that I've never earned before, and I've only just started this. So that's another one that I am really, really proud of. Another success, I've released 72 books. I wanted 50 and I got 72, and I've extended those earnings over ebooks, paperback and audio. I've been paid to coach 7 people and help many others. So I feel quite privileged that 7 people have passed over their hard-earned cash to me. They've invested in me and my knowledge and whatever I can bring, and that means the world. I've helped out more people than that as well for no charge, and that's where I really get my kicks, is trying to help people solve their problems and improve their lives. So I want to do a lot more of that next year. I've hit 100% of my business bonuses, my employment bonuses, which was a big goal for me, and I was really pleased with that. I've donated over £250 to charity, which was the most I've ever donated in my life, and I want to double that again next year. I've organised 4 fire escape gatherings, and again, I want to continue organising those for 2016. I've started and joined mastermind groups. I've counted up, it was 9 books in the last 6 months with my new morning routine. So I've taken so much. The amount of money those books have cost me and the amount of knowledge I've gained from them, it's just an absolute no-brainer. So I plan on continuing reading every single day. I've invested money that I've earned from investing. Yeah, so this was a nice win for me. This year, I used the income that I had from my investments, and I invested a chunk of money in a new investment. So I've got, without going into too much detail, I've got a couple of ISAs. One I can't contribute in anymore because I've got a new one, and you can only invest in one per year. The one I'm not investing in has accumulated so much money that I was able to use over £1,000 of it and invest in a brand new investment. So it was that's a completely almost free investment that I'm now is now earning me more money. So that was a nice little milestone for me. I've started a YouTube channel, and I've grown a beautiful face mane. So those are some of the successes that I've hit and that stood out to me this year. Challenges and failures. I've struggled with procrastination. I've had inconsistent working patterns and struggled with time management. I've overcommitted to tasks and I haven't delivered on them. I've not socialized to the level that I've wanted to, that I'm happy with. My blogging has dropped off. I've lost followers and I actually missed the connection I've had with the readers. I didn't launch my book, and I didn't launch my online publishing course. I haven't expanded my share portfolio to the level that I wanted, and I'm very, very short on knowledge on learning about how to utilize my expenses, tax, and running a business. So those are things that I've struggled with this year. But my learning points, which are going to encompass some of those. And guys, I'll be done in just a couple of minutes, so thanks for staying with me. But these are the kind of key things that have really stood out. And even if you just fast forward to the end of this video, or you look at this again, this is really what I've taken away. And I think if you just take one, if you can take one of these things and kind of implement it in your life, it'll save a year that I've gone through and trying to learn the same thing. The first one was structured mornings lead to a successful day. When I have no clarity, I've just got nothing planned. And no structure, it just leads me to having a reactive day, and I get less work done. I work slower, I get distracted easier, and I become less satisfied. So for me, my energy flows with clarity. So when I know exactly what I'm doing, I'm on it, and then it works. So for me, I need to make sure I complete a morning ritual every single day, because that just leads me to success and satisfaction. Number 2, become more present. So don't take the content of my mind too seriously. I'm trying to notice my thoughts when I'm thinking of something, and then just trying to separate that. Actually just notice it like you'd listen to a child speak, and you hear him say something and you kind of smile. That's what I want to do. When I hear a thought, I just want to kind of pick up on that, to disassociate myself from my thoughts. I'm not my mind. And when I am becoming more present, it makes me feel very good about myself. I feel great, and I'm not worried about anything. So I want to continue being more present. Number 3, do what's right, not what's easy. Most things are easy to do, but it's just easier not to do them. So just challenging myself, and yes, things might be difficult, I might not want to do it, but just do what's right. Number 4, investing in myself is the most important investment. So whether that's going to courses and knowledge, putting money back into myself and my business, I am my own biggest asset, and I want to harness that again next year. Number 5, respect myself and make the effort. So although it might not look it with my face mane, but I've tried to make more of an effort with the clothes I'm wearing, how I conduct myself, how I am. This does make a difference to how I feel. So I used to just write it off that it's not important how you look, who gives a shit, it's just, it's just image, it doesn't justify who I am. But in a way, I've learned this year that it does, and that when I've made more of an effort of how I look and how I conduct myself, I feel better about that. So I've made more of an effort. I've bought money on clothes. I've spent money on clothes. I've tried to buy things that kind of fit me better, and I've just got rid of clothes that don't do anything for me, and I feel 100 times better off the back of it. The next one is cash flow is king. So I'm trying not to tie significant sums of money up without seeing a return. I want to look for quick, substantial cash returns if I can, where possible. I'm not saying I won't tie my money up, but I'm going to limit it, the percentage that it is. I want money to be coming back to me quickly, so then I have the power to do what I want with it. My next one is it's a quote, actually, which I love it. Make my battle stance my everyday stance. So if you're going to go to fight, you kind of stand up tall, you get ready to take something on. Well, actually, that's how you should be all the time. Like, it's not about fighting, it's just about posture, it's about how you conduct yourself, the way you are, what you try. Raise your standard, I think, is probably the way to summarize that very quickly. So how my posture is, I don't want to just have my posture when people are around or I'm walking the street or something. Actually, I want good posture when I'm doing the dishes. I want my battle stance to be my everyday stance. Be forgiving of myself and others. That's another big one for me. There is the next one is about procrastination. There is no tomorrow. Do it now, or be prepared to never do it. Nike slogan: just do it. So when there's stuff lingering around, just get on with it and get your head down. And another learning point was reviewing my goals and priorities daily and keeping them on track. That makes so much of a difference. Followed by the next one, which is track everything that's important to me. So when I review it, see how I'm getting on, record it and track it, everything goes in that one direction upwards. And when I slack off and I don't review them daily and I don't track it, it goes one way downwards. These two things that are really important to me is being reliable and work hard, because I believe they are two of the most important things to lead to success. So when I say I'm going to do something, I want to follow through on that. I haven't done that in some areas and I haven't been happy with that. The next one, visualize success even when you struggle. So I'm trying to visualize more of actually experiencing all the great things in my life, and that's hard to do when things aren't going right. So I want to visualize good things happening to me, whether it feels right or not, whether it feels like it's going to happen or not. I think it actually makes all the difference when you are down and out and you can still visualize yourself achieving that goal. Next one, avoid ideology. So it's a little rule that I've learned from Charlie Munger, which I'm going to implement myself. And if I can't argue both sides of a debate, then I've got no place contributing. So I'm not just going to stick to one way of thinking. I'm going to push myself to learn both sides of the argument. And I've grown a lot from trying to take that on. My final one is every mischance is an opportunity to learn something. So when things haven't happened, I haven't got my course out this year and a book this year and my portfolio to the level I wanted to, there's an opportunity to learn something about myself. So that is it. Thank you for staying with me. And this video has been quite long, half an hour now. I hope you've enjoyed or been able to take something from this. Thank you to everyone that's offered support to me throughout the year and given me a kick up the ass or challenged me or whatever it was. You've made a big difference to my year this year. Thanks for taking the time to kind of celebrate that with me. Stay tuned and like the video, subscribe, because I'm going to be coming out with my ambitious goals for 2016. There's 25 out there and this is going to be the biggest year of my life. I know that for certain. So I hope you've got your goals out soon. Please share them in the comments below and on the blog. And I look forward to having another awesome year. And today is New Year's Eve, so have a cracking New Year's Eve, everyone, and I'll speak to you soon.